welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. A little later in the show, we'll be talking about the Great Plains Symposium coming up in May, but we're going to start with our friend Jeff Mall. Lots of events coming now that the weather's getting nice, and one of the biggest is May 3rd.
We are so excited to host the 38th Annual Lincoln Marathon, and this is an event that every year continues to grow. I mean, we're at close to 12,500, upwards of 14,000. Before you know it, 15,000 runners. And this is an amazing event for our community. People come in from all over the country, all over the world to run in this event. It is an amazingly heavy event when it comes to volunteers. All of the water stations are manned by volunteers from across the community. The Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, we have the first water station at the 3-mile mark, and this has been something that we're there at 5:30 in the morning getting the water cups set up with the Gatorade, and this is just a great event. And every runner that you talk to loves Lincoln, Nebraska.
Well, they get to finish on the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. That's
see
pretty
themselves
sweet
on the big screen as well.
Right.
So this is a big event, and we continue to help support this and make sure that everybody has a good time while they're here.
Another spring tradition, of course, is the Red-White Spring Game at Memorial Stadium. There will be, I predict the Huskers win this one.
You got a point spread on that? Are we
I
laying down some odds here?
No, I can't tell you for sure, though, that the Big Red Express service will be running that day from two of its locations, South Point and North Star, and that's really the best way to get there and back.
It is, and Coach Riley, I think, has brought a lot of new excitement to Husker football this year, so I know there'll be a lot of new fans there to check it out.
Okay, we've got some more sports coming up with soccer at the Abbott Sports Complex.
The CSA Shootout will invade the Abbott Sports Complex. Teams include 5v5, 6v6, 8v8, and 11v1.
I don't know, is that a misprint?
That might be a misprint, 11v11.
That doesn't sound very fair.
Yeah, and age ranges are 8 through 14. This is a big shootout at the Abbott Sports Complex. The Capital Soccer Association puts this on.
I can't believe it's time for the last home track and field meet for UNL.
Yeah, the Husker invited Ed Weir Stadium, running events, shot put, discus, javelin, and much, much more, as well as other field events.
It's always fun to go to a track meet.
It is.
Especially if the weather's nice.
No, and it will be.
We have something new this month, Jeff. We have a whole science segment here coming up, starting with a big national event.
Yeah, for the past 31 years, the Science Olympiad has led a revolution in science education. This event is hosted by UNL, and they will host teams from across the nation, including a team from Japan.
That should be pretty impressive. 7,000 teams in 50 states compete for this.
And the opening and closing ceremonies at the Devaney Center, and the competition will be at the Jorgensen Hall on UNL's city campus.
Now for a little younger age group, we have Science Saturday at the Children's Museum.
Yes, this is a great thing to get the kids out there from experiments to engineering feats. Children will have a hands-on opportunity to explore the world that surrounds them as they think and play like scientists.
And Morrill Hall has another of its secondary Saturday science events. This one, of course, stars our new friend John Winkelshaus.
We're getting to talking about him quite a bit lately,
Every
aren't
month we talk about him. He's was a former volunteer at the Smithsonian, and this time he's going to be talking about birds take flight.
And this is a lot of hands-on activities and exploration looking at birds.
Something for everyone who deals with children, and that's just about all of us. There's an early childhood celebration at Southeast Community College.
Yes, this is the Lincoln Association for the Education of Young Children. This is a great chance to get out children birth through age 8, learn about activities and how to deal with kids of that age. And it's just going to be a great hands-on event. Parents as well as daycare providers can show up and learn from this event as well.
And grandparents?
Yes, anybody that deals with young children.
I'm going to have a 3.5-year-old on my hands all next week, so maybe I should, actually this is going to help me. It's going to be
No,
after,
it's not,
so.
but you know what? The string beans are going to be there, so you might want to show
fun.
up regardless.
There you go. There you go. The Realtors are having a community fair that's all about volunteering.
Yeah, and there's so many great volunteering opportunities in Lincoln, Nebraska, and this is kind of a one-stop shop that this group is putting on. Great way to learn about volunteer opportunities, enjoy some live music, food vendors, kids activities, and much, much more.
And it's a good way also to explore Union Plaza, which is still fairly new. I think of it as new.
And by the way, Union Plaza is doing its job.
Yes, it is.
It's moving a lot of water through there at various times, so it's been a great project that the city's put their name on.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the Spring Affair. This is Nebraska Statewide Arboretum puts this on every year, and it's big.
500 perennials, grasses, trees, shrubs, and much, much more. This is, again, brought to you by the Nebraska Statewide Arboretum.
Midwest's largest plant sale and gardening event.
That's a pretty big deal.
It is.
What are you thinking about planting this year? Do you got any ideas yet?
No.
You haven't even got that far?
I don't really have a green thumb, so.
Uh-oh.
I tried not to get too involved in that because I
Yeah.
don't want to kill any plants. So
Well, that's nice that you saved the plants.
I try. I do my part.
That's good.
Let's talk about theater. The Community Playhouse is having its spring children's production about a teacher who disappears and is replaced by someone who's not nearly as nice.
The story of Miss Nelson, who's just so nice, she loses control of her classroom. She walks away for a while, disappears, and brings in somebody completely polar opposite. Somebody that's demanding, hard as nails, cuts back on recess activities. This event is at the Lincoln Community Playhouse, a must-see coming up.
Based on the award-winning book, so it should be a lot of fun. Tadah's bringing in a really interesting musical. This is from the team that brought you Ragtime and Seussical, A Man of No Importance.
This is a Tony Award-winning production as well, and the winner of the 2003 Outer Critics Circle Award for the Best Musical, A Man of No Importance, is tender and beautifully woven tale of family, friendship, and acceptance.
It looks great, and it's really fun to see things at Tadah because you're so close.
I love the Tadah Theater, and there's plenty of parking down there. I know a lot of people, when they worry about the Haymarket or think, what am I going to do? There's plenty of parking in the Haymarket.
There's a couple plays coming up to round out Wesleyan season, starting with the Trojan Women.
Yeah, the Greeks' devastation of the Troy may be complete, but the battle is just beginning for the Trojan women. Great production at the Nebraska Wesleyan Studio Theater.
And then at McDonald Theater, they're going to do The Zimmer Girls. It says it's a world premiere musical comedy.
Yes, and this is from the writer of the Broadway Jukebox set by the sea in Long Island. Two young New York sisters get their first taste of life.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Let's talk music, and LAFTA has a couple of events coming up. LAFTA, of course, is the Lincoln Association for Traditional Arts, and they're going to have a concert from a band called Notorious.
Yes, and they present a thrilling musical experience in multiple genres across multiple continents. Guitar genius Larry Unger, Sam Bartlett on the mandolin will come together for a great night of music and production at the 7th Street Loft.
And there's Demon Fiddler Eden McAdams Somer.
Yes, this should be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm a little worried about the mandolin player. He apparently composed a tune called Evil Diane, so I'm not real sure how I feel about that.
You guys have never talked at any point, right?
No.
Okay, so don't be too worried.
Some other Diane.
That's
Well,
right.
that event winds up with a contra dance,
Yes.
and then they're also having another contra dance coming up in May at the Ald.
Yeah, the Ald Pavilion at Lantelope Park will host a great opportunity to do contra dance. They'll have a lesson from 7 to 7:30, the dance from 7:30 to 10. The live music will be hosted locally as well, and Katie McBride will be doing the calling for the night. And for those people that haven't experienced contra dance, you can show up. They're going to show you how to do it.
They describe it as old-fashioned barn dance.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does. It does. Arts for the Soul is bringing in the Yuval Ron Ensemble, and this group performed at the Mayor's Interfaith Prayer Breakfast a few years ago. They have a whirling dervish, at least one whirling dervish.
What is a whirling dervish?
A whirling dervish is a form of dance, and it's just like it sounds. They whirl, and it's
yeah,
amazing.
It sounds like it.
Yes, it is.
And this is a neat time because it is composed of Jewish, Muslim, and Christian musicians all coming together for this form of music and dance. And it really relays a form of peace between cultures. So great time to get out and enjoy some stuff at First Presbyterian Church.
Music is the universal language.
I like it.
Now, the final performance of the Civic Orchestra's season is coming up again at Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yes, and we want to let people know that that is coming up. As the date gets closer, the musical selections will be announced. So stay tuned. You can jump over to their website or give them a call.
The Sheldon Friends of Chamber Music has an event coming up May 2nd. It's the conclusion of their 50th season.
Yeah, this is a rare event and a fitting conclusion. This Marinette String Quartet brings a world premiere of Stephen Gerber's String Quartet No. 6, and the composer himself will be present for the event.
Sounds great. Lincoln Symphony is going to be at the Lead Center, and they're going to be performing some wonderful Beethoven along with a very large group of vocalists.
This sounds like a lot of fun. This will be at the Lead Center for Performing Arts. Should be a lot of fun. The spectacular season finale begins with a grandiose performance of Beethoven's masterwork, the Emperor Piano Concerto, with the pianist John Nakamatsu and a lot of other great people. Aben Music Chorus, the Dome Choir, UNL's Chamber Singers, and UNL's University Singers as well.
That will be beautiful at the Lead Center. Also
Yes.
at the Lead, then, the Church Basement Ladies are back.
This is their last potluck supper. I mean, we talk about the church basement ladies every year, and this is a great chance to enjoy this all-new production of the final chapter in the series of Laugh Out Loud comedies.
Oh, shoot, it's the final one?
This can't be the last one. They can
No.
get back together again.
The never-ending potluck.
I like
That's-
it.
That's what we'll call it.
That's a good
And
potluck.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash are going to perform at the Lead. We saw them, was that a couple years ago
Yes.
out at Pinewood Bowl?
Yes.
And they are legendary, classic, and always a good show.
The season at the Lead Center has been phenomenal, and what an amazing way to continue this season. You know, you're talking about a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, you're talking about Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time, all been responsible by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Great date night opportunity, great night to get out and enjoy downtown Lincoln. You know, we talk so much about what's going on in the Haymarket because there's been so much new energy. But Lincoln, Nebraska is a much bigger community, and the rest of downtown and the rest of the community is a great place to get out and enjoy these kind of events.
And it has been a really special season for the Lead Center.
It's been phenomenal, and we're proud to be a part of the tourism scene in Lincoln and have people like Bill Steffen and everybody at the Lead Center helping out.
Well, tell people how they can find out more about what's going on in Lincoln.
You know, there's 3 great opportunities to get a hold of the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Our website is lincoln.org. You can give us a call at 434-5348. Or stop down at our Visitor Center at 7th and P, very appropriately located in the Haymarket District.
There you go. Thank you very much, Jeff.
You bet, Diane.
We will see you next month. And when we come back, Tom Lorenz will join us with news from Pinnacle Bank Arena and the Pinewood Bowl. Stay with us.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Tom Lorenz joins me now, and we're going to start with Pinewood Bowl this month because of the summer schedule is starting to fill in.
It's starting to come out. We've got 3 shows announced, and we've got several more coming. You know, with spring weather, we start to think about sitting outside and listening to a great concert, and Pinewood Bowl is such a great spot. We're really happy to see things starting to pick up out there.
Lindsay Sterling, now I've never heard about her, but she plays electronic violin.
Electronic violin, she's on the electronic charts as well as the classic charts. She's done some public TV specials. Very eclectic. Some of her music is very classical, and yet she has some dubstep and things like that within her music. Very, very visual. It'll be a wonderful experience out there. It'll fit in nicely with the park setting, and tickets are selling well, so there's some strong support for her here in Lincoln.
Now, I like the headline on the news release you guys sent out about widespread panic. It says, "Panic returns to Pinewood Bowl."
Panic does return, and you know, it's great to have them back. You know, the bowl has kind of a certain vibe to it, and you know, that very sort of the vibe that Panic brings is just exactly what the bowl should be. It's very kind of laid back. It's some really great music, some long runs of great solos and everything else. The Panic fans are really, really loyal. You know, they travel from place to place. You know, we're in that great spot between Kansas City and Red Rocks, and to have them back one more time, this is our 3rd time. You know, we hope that it's a long-term relationship with them.
The annual Panic returns.
That's right.
All right. Now, remind me, have you done comedy out at Pinewood Bowl
We have
before?
not. This is a
So
new
Jim
thing for us.
Gaffigan will be the first.
Yeah, and it won't be the last because it's basically sold out. You know, and we hope to open up some more tickets about midsummer as we do a little bit of remodeling out there. But Yeah, it's been terrific. You know, Jim is a very up-and-coming comedian. You know, a lot of people, once they see his picture, go, "Oh, that's who Jim is." Very, very fun. It'll be a nice setting for it there. And again, Lincoln has responded extremely well, so we're very encouraged about the series out at Pinewood this year.
Well, let's move on to the arena now that basketball season is over. You can start filling in your schedule there. You've got a jam-packed April already,
We really
starting
do.
with, well, we'll start in the middle of the month with the Monster Jam. I want to find out about the Party in the Pits.
Hey, partying, but you have to get down and get up close to those. You know, if you sit a little ways away from those trucks, you're not quite as impressed about how big they are until you get down next to it and see that those tires are as tall as you are. And
66-inch tall tires.
it's amazing. You know, and
Wow.
these machines are certainly specially built. The drivers and the crews are actually very neat people to talk with and learn about. But it's back again. You know, it's at least 7 or 8 monster trucks. I know the advertisements are starting to talk about who will be here, and it's some very exciting people, particularly Gravedigger. And I was at dinner last night, and so I had some friends, and one of the kids was there, and he was so excited to come. It's really fun. I look forward to it as much as the little kid does. It fits so well in the arena with be able to push all the seats back and have lots of space down there. Dirt will be there this year, so we'll have some dirt mounds, and you know, it's just a really cool event, and it's really fun to be able to bring it here to Lincoln.
I bet it's loud.
It is loud, and you know, that's part of it. And you know, you bring your headphones and sit back and relax. It's something that most people don't get to see until they get to an event like this.
All right. UNL the University Program Council is bringing its annual concert to the arena.
Yeah, we've been working with Karen Freeman Wills and a lot of the UPC members for different years, and the opportunity came to be able to bring the event inside this year. They don't have to worry about weather. Vance Joy, an Australian, an upcoming artist. He's put several albums out already. I think he was a soccer player for a while. And he's been opening up for Taylor Swift and has gone very, very well. A lot of great music from him. A lot of UNL students will be able to get their tickets through the UNL box office out there, and the tickets are certainly available to the public. It'll be a great event, and it'll fit very nicely. We'll have a big GA floor. We're really looking forward to having Vance and the
Young Rising
Young
Suns.
Rising Suns also opening up for them. So it'll be a great event.
No Coast Derby girls, is this their second appearance at the arena this spring?
It was. They were able to open up just a week or so ago at the arena. Great to have them back. You know, it's fun to think that we've been working with Andrea for 10 years now.
Wow.
It's been really strong. They continue to be a great event. You know, they're ranked, I think, 37th in the nation this year already, and I'm sure their ranking will raise throughout the year. Great place to see them. Lots of cool lighting, and so we look forward to having them back again, and before they move into their new home at the Icebox for the rest of the summer.
Now, Sesame Street Live is doing several shows while they're here. They're doing a program called Let's Dance, and that's always fun for the kids to
Yep.
come out and see their heroes.
You know, to see the big characters up live, and it's so colorful, and the music's great, and you know, parents and kids both enjoy these shows. It's been a staple for years and years. Great to have them back to the newer Pinnacle Bank Arena. This is their first time there. You know, it's a fun thing for families to do. I talk to families who have brought their kids, and you know, the kids talk about that all year long. It's an experience that it's a fun thing for the family to share together.
Beer Fest is coming back to the arena May 2nd, and this is a chance to sample beers from all over the world. We have quite a craft brew industry here in Lincoln, but this goes beyond that.
It really does. You know, there's such a culture now of specialty brews and everything else, and you know, it's really difficult to get into one spot and be able to taste all the different things. So there'll be over 100 different brands of beers there. We'll have a lot more food than we even had last year. We've got some great local music. You know, a lot of different. We've added more and more fun things to do during the event itself. So Beer Fest is back, and it's the largest one in the area. We do have a good time with this, and you know, sampling cups are about 2 ounces, which is enough to get a good taste, and people are able to go through and try several different brands and really, you know, kind of know what they want to get the next time they go out.
The long-awaited concert with Rush is coming up May 10th. I know a lot of people who are taking May 11th off.
That's great. You know, it's fun to be able to R40 tour, they're 40 years out. To have them here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, it's such a great music that we all grew up with, so recognizable. The band is still together. I mean, the three guys that were the main band are still there doing great music. So I can't wait to have them back in. Again, it's selling very well. There are still tickets available, but it's a very strong show. And when Lincoln supports shows like this, it makes it so much easier for us to get the big ones back again and again.
And the Dirt comes back for the Capital City Stampede. And is this a rodeo group that's been here at the arena before?
Yeah, we've worked with Wally Mossbrucker and Mossbrucker Rodeo out of North Dakota at Pinnacle for years. And so what we were able to do now is, with so much more space, the production becomes larger, and rodeo is all built around the prize money that you have for the riders. So we've been able to increase the prize money so that the level of rider will be that much better. The stock has always been great. You've got some of the best bulls and horses that go back to the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. We've got a really cool specialty act this year, and just the setting in Pinnacle Bank with the ability to do blackouts and really cool lighting, and we think it'll be a great, parking is so easy around the arena. It'll be a great experience. Again, selling out very well already, and we look forward to having plenty of room to park all the trailers. And around Pinnacle or around Pershing, it was a little bit difficult.
Right.
Now with some parking, we're in much better shape. So it'll be a really good event.
Eric Church is coming up May 20th. How are ticket sales for that one?
This will be the largest attended show that we've had at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Wow.
It is sold extremely well. It's really Eric Church is at the pinnacle of country music right now with the excitement. He's that new country, which is kind of rock and roll country, and a lot of cool stuff that he's done so many great things. You see him on a lot of the award shows at this point. It'll be a terrific show, and it'll be so much fun to rock out and to have a great country evening with Eric Church and some of his openers.
Joel Osteen is coming at the end of May.
Right, that was initially scheduled in October, and they had to change some schedule things, so it'll be a wonderful evening of inspiration for people to come by and hear Joel and his wife and some of the people that travel with them on that wonderful evening in late May.
Big show we want to mention coming up in July. Are there still tickets left for Kenny Chesney?
There are some tickets left for Kenny Chesney. They're third level. They're up on top, but they're still, and they're pretty reasonably priced. So if you didn't get your tickets before, I know that the day of the on sale, there was a lot of demand on Ticketmaster, and some people sort of felt that it sold out early. There are a few tickets left up there. Chesney has just been, a country staple for years and years. A great show. I mean, lots of high energy, and that will be one of the best shows that we do ever over at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
The NBA is coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena, and if someone didn't get their tickets, is there any chance they're going to get in to see the Bulls and Mavericks?
We've sold out everything that we had, and this one is an amazing sellout. Usually we have some singles that are available. Every ticket that we had for sale is sold out. We know that, we never encourage it. There are some ticket resellers, a StubHub type thing or something like that. But this has been really, really strong. The Bulls were very surprised that it sold out so quickly, very pleased. I'm sure a lot of it is because of the McDermott connection, but just to be able to see the Bulls in such a high quality, and this is a great to be able to play the Dallas Mavericks is a very good matchup. So, Diane, this is going to be fun, and it's just one of those great sporting events that Nebraska supports so well.
Well, is there any chance that right before the game that there'll be some tickets that open up?
There's a slight possibility. We always hold some for marketing, and then the team holds some. So if they don't use all theirs, there may be a handful or so that open up. And that's always a possibility. We always encourage people to look on the website, especially as it gets close in October.
And with the success of this one, that means the NBA may be back.
They'll certainly look at this as a market that is a strong, viable market, and we may be able to move some different teams around and see what we can do year to year.
Thank you very much, Tom. Lots of great activities
Diane,
at
thank you for the opportunity.
Pinewood Bowl and Pinnacle Bank Arena. Thank you very much. If you want to find out more, pinnaclebankarena.com and pinewoodbowltheater.com. And when we come back, we'll tell you all about the Great Plains Symposium coming up at UNL. Stay with us.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. The challenges and opportunities for Native Americans will be explored at the 2015 Great Plains Symposium coming up in May at UNL. Standing Bear and the Trail Ahead is presented by the UNL Center for Great Plains Studies and the Nebraska Commission on Indian Affairs. And joining me now are two of the organizers for this important two-day event. Dr. Rick Edwards is the director of the Center for Great Plains Studies, and Judy Gashkabas is the director of the Commission on Indian Affairs. Thank you both very much for being here today.
Thank you.
And I'm going to start by having you tell us first of all about your two organizations. And Judy, we'll start with you. Tell us about the Commission.
The Commission was formed in 1971 and we're housed in the state capitol. We're a non-code state agency, and our mission is to advocate for Indian people and to serve as a liaison between tribal people, the legislature, the governor, and help people understand and know the rights of First Peoples of Nebraska.
And one of your projects right now is a memorial trail to honor Standing Bear?
That is true, yes, and it really ties well into what we're doing here. All these layers of work that recognize Standing Bear, who is in the Nebraska Hall of Fame, and the trial of Standing Bear, where we were first recognized as humans in 1879.
And the trail would be a memorial to the journey that he made to come back to bury his son.
It would be a federal recognition of that story, and the trail would start at Niobrara, go all the way to Oklahoma, and then circle back to Fort Omaha, and then back up to Niobrara. So it's unlike other Trails of Tears in America in that we have returned. We were able to go home, so we're really happy about that.
Okay, Rick, let's talk a little bit about the Center for Great Plains Studies. Tell us, this is part of the university. What is your mission?
Our mission is to study the environment and the people and the cultures of the Great Plains. So we're a research and teaching and outreach center. We're located in Lincoln, but we have fellows of the center on all four of the University of Nebraska campuses. And we run a variety of research and other programs to try to foster greater appreciation for the Great Plains.
Do you do a symposium every year?
We do.
And this year, we're working with Judy and her agency and others. Why is this symposium so timely and so important?
Well, of course, First Peoples, Native Americans have been tremendously important in shaping the culture and the environment of the Great Plains. And so it's important that we come to understand that part of our history and of our current culture and society. It's particularly relevant now, I think, because we have a number of people who need to know this, and we hope will come and be educated and have a great deal of fun as well at this symposium.
And Judy, what are you hoping that people who attend the symposium will come away with?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Edwards for agreeing to do this, and I think that it's a great opportunity under the umbrella of the symposium and under the story of Standing Bear to help raise awareness of all of our tribes in Nebraska and in the Great Plains region. And it is a place where Nebraskans, native and non-natives, can come and learn stories, history that maybe they didn't learn in school, and to dispel some of the stereotypes, to celebrate the great accomplishments that so many Native people, our presenters, will be sharing those stories. And I think for all different facets of life, educators, policymakers, this is a gathering that is unlike anything that we've had in 20 years, at least in Nebraska. So I think there's something for everyone. Fun, stories, art, right, Rick?
Absolutely. One of the things that we're doing is we're celebrating Indian achievement. And just as Standing Bear, by his return to Nebraska, was created an achievement for all of us by expanding the idea of human rights, this symposium is going to look at some good news that we see happening from Indian communities around the country as we look at Indian achievement.
Well, let's run through some of the speakers that you have for the event. Let's start with Sherman Alexie, an author.
Well, Sherman, I don't know what I can say that hasn't been said, but he's nationally known throughout Indian country, and he's such a great writer. He tells a story that really tells the truth, and sometimes that's hard to accept for Indians and non-Indians as well. And to know Nebraska's history and this country's history, you have to know the history, and he does it by telling stories, and he makes it entertaining and funny. And Indian people, we have, I think, a great gift of being able to laugh at ourselves, a sense of humor. And I think all people should have that gift. So I think he's awesome. He's a rock star, and I think he's going to be one of our great draws, don't you?
I do too. He's an author who has been awarded many prizes and honors, but he's also a filmmaker, he's a presenter, he's a sort of polymath, multi-talented person. And so having him come to Lincoln is going to be a great occasion.
Another one of the featured speakers is national TV correspondent Hattie Kaufman. Tell us about Hattie.
Hattie will be the keynote speaker at the Standing Bear Breakfast, where we will sell out to 700 people and award scholarships. We've given over 20 scholarships in the last 9 years. She has recently written a great book, Falling into Place, and she was a CBS reporter for 30 years, Nez Perce tribal member, and she's just inspirational. And as a journalist, I think she brings a lot, and we hope that she'll talk about the challenges Standing Bear faced when there wasn't Facebook and the internet and all that, and how would that case have played out then and today.
And there's also some more local or regional speakers coming as well.
There are. We have a variety of speakers. It's really just an astounding lineup of talent. Still in the national category, Winona LaDuke is coming. She is well known for being an activist and author across the country. But we'll also have some local talent, as you suggest. David Wishart, who's written an absolutely wonderful book, sad book, but a wonderful book about dispossession in Nebraska called An Unspeakable Sadness. Margaret Jacobs, who's a professor in the history department at UNL. Lance Morgan is coming. Of course, he's the one who conceived and implemented and now leads Ho-Chunk Incorporated up in Winnebago country. So we have both local and national talent coming, and it's going to be quite an impressive show.
Now things are going to sort of, one of the highlights for a lot of people, something kind of an artistic legend, is Buffy Sainte-Marie. She's going to be doing a special concert. Tell us about that.
Well, I think that's going to be a fun time for some of the older generation to go back and think about what was going on back in the 60s and 70s. Buffy was on Sesame Street, and one of our breakout sessions will deal with what she was so great at promoting on that show for children, and that was embracing the value of breastfeeding way back then. So we have a national speaker coming in. Cammie Goldhammer will speak to today what happened with the federal policies where the families were broken up and women lost some of those family traditions and the models for breastfeeding. So that's one thing that Buffy did, but you know, she won an Academy Award for one of her songs, and she's still performing all around the country and has a new album out. So I think she's a vital part of Indian country, and she was involved in the Wounded Knee events, and we have some of that going on with Beatty Brosh, our local wonderful Beatty, who helped feed the Indian people at the time that the trial occurred here. And I believe Marlon Brando came to town. There was a large gathering then. So this is similar to that. It's great to have Buffy back, and I've never met her, so I'm really excited to see her.
So some of us will remember her as the folk legend from the 60s and 70s.
Right.
A slightly younger generation will remember her from Sesame Street. I'm sure if she were here, she would say, she's making music today. She's just coming off a tour in Australia and in the United Kingdom. She'll be doing a national tour here. Her new album will be dropping, as they say, on May 12th, just before our symposium. So she's very much in the moment as well as in the past.
Well, let's give people the details on the symposium, the 2015 Great Plains Symposium. Standing Bear and the Trail Ahead is May 14th and 15th at UNL. The phone number there, if you want to find out more information, is 472-3965. And the website, unl.edu/plains/2015-symposium, or you can use the go.unl.edu/standingbear2015. Both of those will work. If you want to attend the whole conference, it's $95 for registration, but some of the other events have separate charges. Can you explain how that works?
Our breakfast, which is Friday morning, it's $40 per person or $400 a table, and everybody that comes will be getting one of these hashtag Standing Bear bracelets that I'd like to give you.
Thank you
as
very
a
much.
gift. And on each table we'll have one of Hattie's books. And then the luncheon with Wilson Pipestem, which is focusing on honoring tribal leaders and some of the legal battles Wilson has dealt with. That's $25?
$20.
20. And then we have the evening with Buffy, $45?
$35, 40 at the door.
40 at the door.
Yes,
Okay.
all on the website.
It's all on the website, and the other ticketed event is the Sherman Alexie Lecture, which is $15.
Now, someone can go online and say, well, maybe I want to attend this particular session. If they just want to come for one session and it's not one of the ticketed events, or people
Those
can
are
just
free.
drop by?
Those are
Okay.
free,
All
yes.
right. So something for everyone.
Right.
Now, you mentioned it includes the Standing Bear breakfast. There's also some free films at the Ross.
Yes, that's right. On Thursday afternoon, we'll be showing 2 films. Both are free. The first one is The Cherokee Word for Water, which is a wonderful film. We will have a discussion or talkback session after that with the lead actor in the movie, whose name is Moses Brings-Plenty. And then following that, we'll be showing Standing Bear's Footsteps with talkback by Christine Leashock and Joe Starita. And those are free, and we're hoping that people come and take advantage of that.
Wonderful. Again, website unl.edu. There's a couple different websites you can go to, and we'll show that on the screen again for the complete schedule is available on the website there.
Yes,
go.unl.edu/standingbear2015. We need to wrap up here, but I want to just talk to you a little bit about, Judy, why do you think people should attend this event?
Well, as I said earlier, if you want to learn and know about this great country that we live in, you need to know the First People's story, and then that helps you to respect and know your story. So come and share in this great story of Standing Bear, which is a national story that I think is something to celebrate, and meet new people, get out of your comfort zone. And Lincoln and Nebraska is a great place to be and meet people from all over the world, and I think that's what I would say is the takeaway.
Rick?
I would just say come and have fun. It's going to be a joyous occasion as well as an educational one. This is not going to be eating your broccoli. This is going to be fun to be at. So it's an event you don't want to miss, I think.
All right. Thank you both very much for being with us again. The 2015 Great Plains Symposium on May 14th and 15th at UNL. Standing Bear and the Trail Ahead. Thank you both so much for being here, and good luck for the symposium.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is all for this month's Out and About show, and I want to thank all the guests I had today. If you missed any of the events, stay tuned. We'll be running a list of events again right after this show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.